They are still joining, so.
Okay. So let's just give them a couple of minutes. 2 more minutes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Let's get started. Good evening again, everybody. Welcome to what is your final Q&A session for those of us in Cohort 3. I know it must have been an amazing journey to this place. So we've already eaten up 8 minutes of our time. So I'm just going to get straight into it. I know some of you might have questions from this last movie that we watched. So let's get those questions coming in as quickly as possible. Let's also try to make this class interactive. I would appreciate, except you're in noisy background, preferably you unmute your mic to speak as opposed to just dropping a chat on the chat box. So, right, let's get into it. Let's have those questions coming in. Questions from this week's model. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to ask your questions. If I don't get any questions, obviously I have lots of questions myself for the entire program, not just this week's module, that you guys would have to answer. So yeah. Questions from anybody? Is anybody here in cohort 4? Do we have
Yes,
anybody? Okay, have it at cohort 4. Are you cohort 4? Same leader?
Yes, sir.
You said?
So I'm in Cohort 4.
Who is your team lead?
I'm team lead for Cohort 4.
You said?
I am the team lead for Cohort 4.
So where are your team members? Where are your colleagues?
I don't know.
I'm struggling to hear you.
Sir?
What did you say?
No, I've talked to them on the group. I'm communicating with them on the group chat that we've started already. They should join the Q&A session.
Okay. So I see nobody here on the call has questions that they would like to ask. So let me just go on to ask my questions. Let's start off with Abigail. What was the topic for your module for this week's module for Cohort 4?
I think Facebook and Instagram ads.
Okay. Okay. You are with us for the last Q&A session, right? So I don't think you should have any questions. What do you?
Not really. I came at the beginning, but for some reasons I left.
Okay. Okay. I can see a question. How can analytics to help you identify target audience more accurately? So what analytics, basically analytics just shows you who we are reaching with your content. Right? Analytics helps you, or data helps you in decision making. So if, for instance, your data is showing that you are reaching more people from Abuja than, let's say, you are based in Lagos. In Lagos is like has the highest number of active users on social media. So let's say you're based in Lagos, but then your content is reaching people in Abuja more than it is in Lagos. And your target audience is predominantly Lagos. You want to conquer this, right? What you have to do is to go back to your content strategy, your hashtag strategy, to see what you can adjust to help you reach your desired target audience, right? Data does shows you this is how you're performing. Then with that, you can use it to make certain tweaks. Another thing that analytics does is that it helps you when you want to run ads. And when you, maybe as a business, you're thinking of new expansion, right? So like I said, you started off from Lagos and then you're thinking of how you want to expand to other areas, say Abuja now that your content is reaching more people. When you now go ahead to maybe want to run ads, that analytics helps you in your targeting when running ads, right? So these are some of the benefits of analytics and how you can use them to help you even get better performance or reach your desired target audience or know how you're performing on social media. So I kind of, did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Great. Let's keep those questions coming. I want to start asking questions now, and you guys remember that you have questions to ask. Okay. This week was all about AI content creation, analytics, and optimization. So I want to ask Boluwatife, are you here with us? Boluwatife, if you're here, just unmute your mic. Speak. If you try to say something. Okay. Have you used AI to create content before, maybe during one of your tasks for the week? Have you used AI to create content before?
Yes, I have. I have used AI.
So what's your perception about AI when it comes to creating content on social media?
Okay, so I'd say that while it is very helpful to use AI, right, one thing I noticed was that using like you cannot just like solely rely on AI, because when I tried doing that, I noticed that I got a lot of generic prompts that were not really, when I say AI would not really be able to give you what exactly is trending at that time. So it just gives like generic things. So your prompt has to be like, you have to also have like something you have in mind. Then AI is just helping you to furnish the idea, but not that you are solely relying on AI to generate content.
Okay. Can you give an example of a prompt that will help reduce AI giving you something generic, that also shows that you are only there for AI to assist you and not just do the job for you?
Okay. Mm, let me think of something. So something like um, I'm trying to think of something now, but nothing is coming. Can I type it in later on?
Fine, you can go ahead to type into the chat. I'll I'll wait for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, my next question. My next question will be on content creation and planning, which is one of the modules which is one of the. I can, if you have a question, you can unmute to speak, so I don't miss your question in the chat box. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So in terms of,
So I
go ahead.
so the question I dropped was, how do we filter out vanity metrics to focus on KPIs tied to business goals?
First off, before I answer your question, I have a question for you. Sorry, apologies. Nigerians can be like that. Answer questions with question. What is your understanding of vanity metrics?
Sir?
What is your understanding of vanity metrics?
Okay, sir, from the word vanity, like they're not really important. Like
Example.
for that as
Do you know an example of a vanity metric? Hmm?
okay. No, sir, I don't really know.
Okay. So when they say vanity metrics and then KPIs that tie you more to uh, your business goals, I will give you an example. Right? A lot of business tends to focus on the number of likes and the number of comments that they have on a particular post on social media, right? But in reality, what they should be focusing on are metrics they should be focusing on are reach, impression, shares, profile visits, website clicks, call or email taps. These are metrics that show you for call or email tabs, how many people reached out to you from social media, website clicks. Are you getting traffic from social media? Let's say, for instance, you have a landing page, right? Are people clicking on your website to visit that page from social media? Um, Reach an impression, obviously. How many people are you reaching? Because you might have 20 likes. At the end of the day, you're reaching 15 people. It's very, very much possible. Right? You're reaching 15 people. And then you're excited because you have 20 likes. But when it comes to your business goal or objective, what you should be thinking about is how many people did you reach? And then who are these people or where are they located? Right. So different social media platforms obviously provide different analytics. For instance, if you have a company page on LinkedIn, for instance, right? It shows you who is actually, when it comes to things like a metric like profile visit, it shows you who is actually visiting your page, in the sense that, is this person a CEO? Is this person a VP? Do you have more VP, or do you have people, job seekers, that are visiting your page? Same thing applies for your followers on LinkedIn. Now, for platforms like Meta, obviously what they will show you is just your number of profile visits and visitor demographics or follower demographics to help you have an idea of your audience, basically, right? So vanity metrics, like I mentioned, are those metrics that business tend to focus on, right? Like likes, comments. But metrics they should be focusing on are first reach. You have impressions. Then sometimes shares could be vanity metric, but it depends on um, your goal at the end of the day. If your goal for a particular post is engagement, your reach and the number of shares that you have, obviously the other engagement will be likes and comments, but your reach and the number of shares you have tells you how well that content is performing. Because when you're having more shares on the content, it basically means that people are finding the content valuable that they want to share, and automatically that can increase your profile visits, or that can even increase your reach for that particular content, right? So reach, impression, share. Then the other metric that I've mentioned, things like website clicks, email or call tabs, especially on Instagram. These are metrics that you want to be looking out for, that you can tie it to your business. Again, it is also dependent on your objective, right? It's also dependent on your objective. So if your objective, for instance, is to increase the number of sales that you have through social media, reach obviously is something you want to be looking out for, to see how many people you are reaching on a monthly basis, or a daily basis, or a weekly basis. Next thing is, how many messages are you getting? How many inquiries are you getting? Right? So metrics is dependent on the goal majorly. Well, like I said, the basic or the most common vanity metric that I know a lot of people tend to focus on is the number of likes and the number of comments that you have, which, except if you are a blogger, for instance, those metrics are not really important when it comes to your business. You want to know how many people you reach, you want to know how many people bought a product from you, you want to know how many people made inquiries from you, you want to know how many people are visiting your website to make a purchase, for instance. So it all dependent on your goal at the end of the day. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, so let's keep those questions coming. Let's keep the questions coming. Depending when anybody here has a question, let me go ahead to ask my question. What are the 5 pillars of social media marketing? Lina, you'll be with us, so let's hear from you. 5 pillars of social media marketing. Lena, are you there? Okay, Abigail, 5 pillars of social media marketing.
I am here, sir. Sorry, my audio had an issue.
So who is going to respond? Okay, Lena, go ahead. Abigail, you can hold
The 5 pillars of social media, I think, are content creation, there's engagement, content creation,
Okay.
there's engagement,
Okay.
there's advertising, analytics, I think, and strategy.
What was the first thing you said? Content creation.
Content creation.
Okay. Okay, Abigail. Is her response correct? 5 pillars of social media marketing.
Yes, I think our response is correct. Also have planning and strategy.
Okay, let's go over them again. So mention them. There are 5 in number. So let's have them. Abigail.
Planning, and strategy. We have listening, social listening. Then we have
what is number 1? Planning.
planning. Yes.
What is number 2?
We have listening and engaging.
Okay.
Then we have advertising and content creation.
Nice. 4 things you mentioned.
Analytics.
Analytics.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So content creation we should fall into. So there's I think you guys are missing it up a little bit. Strategy, there's planning and publishing, there's listening and engagement, analytics and reporting, and advertising. So content creation should fall into your planning and publishing. I can see a question from Marilyn. Marilyn, what cohort are you in?
Sorry?
What cohort are you? Cohort 3 or cohort 4?
Cohort 4.
You are in the last Q&A session.
Was I in the last Q&A session? Yes. Last Sunday? Yes.
Yes. We had an art specialist, because this is an art question. And an art specialist will be in a better position to advise in this case. But let me see, was this ad account closed recently?
Not really. So I just started working with this client. And when they asked me to run their ad account, I figured that the account was actually closed because of an issue that they had an issue with their account, and it was closed in, I think, 2022. That was more than 2 years ago. And they didn't know that. So she was wondering why her ads are not showing, why she was having issues and all those things. Only for me to find out that the account was closed. So now I'm wondering, how will I be able to fix that?
So it depends on, you first need to find out why what the issue is exactly, what happened with the ad account. But for it to be closed that long, a better way would just be to create a new ad account for the brand.
So it's possible to create a new ad account with the same details, or will I have to have a new Facebook profile?
Do you, I'm guessing the brand has a Facebook page, an Instagram page, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can create an ad account using your Meta business.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, more questions. Let's keep those questions coming in. Okay. Since no question from anybody yet, uh, Abdullah, Abdullah, can you hear me? Abdullah, you there?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Great. When it comes to content, which is more important, or creating content for social media, which is more important, creativity or consistency?
When it comes to content, which is more important, creativity or consistency?
Yes, content creation for social media.
I'll say creativity is more important. But then consistency is also important. But creativity first, yes, consistency followed.
So you're saying creativity is more important. Why is that?
Yes, because even if you are creating what is not relatable, or if you are creating what is not relatable, or what cannot drive people's attention, even if you are consistent about it, you might not really get the audience that you want. So if you are creating something that is very creative and people can actually relate to, and their attention is drawn to it easily, and you are consistent about it, you get a desired result at the end.
Okay. Ekanem, do you agree with him?
Sort of. I agree with him to some extent. So,
What's the other extent that you don't agree with?
okay, sir. For me, I would say consistency comes for creativity.
Why?
If you're consistent in posting, like for example, you're just starting something like for your brand. Um, if you're consistent in posting something, and as time goes on, you start improving on your content, in the creativity of your content to attract or to reach more people, for more people to start reaching out to you. Is a consistency that brings about the idea of more creativity. For me, that's what I just think, sir.
Okay. So you are both wrong and right at the same time. They are both giving good answers as to why consistency over creativity. But the truth is that the best approach is a mix, because while creativity helps you grab attention, for instance, consistency will keep you in people's mind in the long run, right? So imagine if you are creative and then you make one post this week and your next post is coming next month. So people might have even forgotten that you made a post in the month of September, right? So a mixture of both, be creative and also be consistent. Um, right. So next question that I have still with regards to content planning. Let me see. So who's going to answer this question? Infinix Note 8. Sorry, I know that is not your name, but that is what I can see. Can you unmute your mic, please? Infinix Note 8. Okay, the person has dropped off. Okay. So like I said earlier, let's make this class interactive. Let's make this class interactive. Judith, can you hear me? Judith, are you here on the call? Even if it's not 8, you're back. Can you hear me now?
Good evening.
Good evening. Please leave your mic open. What's your name?
No, my name is Rocket Adigbite.
Your name is?
My name is Rofiat Adigbite.
Rofiat.
Rofiat Adigbite.
Okay, Rofiat. Okay. So I have a question for you. What's first of all, 3 or both 4?
Hello?
Are you in cohort 3 or cohort 4?
Cohort 4.
Okay. Cohort 4. So Rafael, if a brand hires you and they are launching a product, right? What would be what kind of content will you create for your first 5 posts on social media? Let's say a fashion brand.
If a brand hires, okay.
A fashion brand, yes. They want to launch, or they want to come, maybe they have been on social media, they have been operating for some time, but they have not been on social media. And then they hire you to come and help set their footprint on social media. What kind of content types, content pillars or topics that are
For
going to
the fact that the
first 5
brand
posts?
is just coming online on social media, then the first set of content. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you, but I want 5 contents that are going to put out. So day 1, this is the content pillar, and this is the content format that are going to put out. Day 2, this is the content pillar, this is the content format or direction, whatever, but break it down like that for your first 5 posts to go. And platform, social media platforms.
Okay. Day 1 be it will be video, maybe using motion graphics to create like short video for introduction. That is creating awareness, um, creating awareness campaign for the brand. Maybe the second day, maybe graphics. It may be graphics that may give like an hint of what. I don't know.
You don't know. How many of your modules have you watched?
I'm just starting module 6.
What's module 6?
Matrix.
Metrics and
Matrix. Yes.
analytics,
Yes, sir.
which means you've passed content creation.
Yes.
Did you do any tasks that required the tasks that you did, the assignment that you did? Was there nothing that has to do with developing content? Did you work on a content calendar?
Yes, I did.
What tool did you use in working on the content?
What's it called? Excel. What's it called? I
Excel.
tried the other on Notion, but I didn't get it. So I make use of Excel.
So you use
It
Excel.
wasn't it. But
What is a content pillar then? Since
Sir?
you created a content calendar, what is a content pillar?
What is the content for? I can't hear you.
A content pillar.
We have to develop a 1 week content calendar for a fictional brand.
For a what? You said you are asked to develop a 1 week content calendar for what?
Hello.
Can anybody else on the call hear me? Is anybody else having trouble hearing me? If you can hear me, just react with thumbs up.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. So I'm not the one with the network problem. You can mute your mic, Rufiat. You can mute your mic. Abigail.
Hello.
Yes. Did you get the question I asked her?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's hear your approach.
Okay. For the content pillar, let's say for a beauty brand, I will make use of educational content. I'll give tips, beauty tips. Then I also make use of motivational content, just something to motivate my audience. Then I also make use of memes also. Then for the content type, I think video content will go way more for the beauty brands, but I also make use of carousels,
Okay.
if that answers the question.
Not really. So I said, what will be your first 5 posts? Break your
What will
first
be my
5.
first 5 posts?
Yes, for the brand. They want to come online on social media. You're hired as the social media manager. So what platform would you propose to them as a fashion brand? What would your first 5 posts look like?
For the platform for a fashion brand, I'll make use of TikTok and Instagram. Then the first 5 posts, the day one is going to be like an intro. I'll give an intro about the brand. Probably if the brand is launching for the first time, we can just like inform our audience that we're launching. That will be day one. Then day two, I can maybe give tips, beauty tips. Then day three, we can also talk more about our products, give enlightenment about our products. Then day four, maybe the CEO or the owner of the brand can also give his own, can also talk, show his own face. Then day five, we can probably maybe we run discounts. We can tell our audience that we're running discounts or tell our audience about our locations where we are just give like a promotional post, just tell them about our products, our locations, and all that. I don't know if that answered the question.
Yes, thank you very much
Okay.
for that debate response. Right. You can mute now. You can mute now, Abigail. So the second question I asked, I think this is something that people tend to miss a lot. What is the difference between content pillar and content type? Who wants to go? I don't want to put pressure on anybody, but if you feel you are able to, just raise your hand. Okay, Marilyn.
So hi. The difference between content pillar and content pillar and content type. A content pillar is given do we call it the motivation, like the story behind your content? Say, like, if you have educational post, your educational content, you want to educate. If you want inspirational content, you want to inspire. If you want entertaining content, you want to entertain, you want to make them happy. So that's content pillars. But content type is either a video or like graphics or images, videos, graphics, images, text, all those things. So that's the difference.
Great, thank you very much. I hope everyone is listening. Right? Because like I said, a lot of people tend to make mistake, content pillar, and then you're hearing things like short video. Short video is not a content pillar. So yeah. Next question. Okay. So I think this question, you guys are supposed to do a defense, both cohort 3 and cohort 4, at some stage in this program. But none of the teams did their defense. Okay. Engagement strategies or strategies for building engagement and growing your community online. Who am I going to pick now? Temitope. Temitope, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. So if you are hired as a social media manager for a particular brand, sorry, first of all, what cohort are you
in? Social media marketing.
What cohort?
Cohort
4.
Yes.
Before I go on to ask my question, were you guys told you guys are supposed to do any defense during this program?
You said?
Were you told you are supposed to defend during this program, during the course of the program?
No.
Okay, hold on, just hold on. Let me confirm from your team lead. Abigail, were you told you are going to defend during the course of this program? Abigail, are you there?
Yes, sir. I didn't hear what you said.
Were you told by your program coordinator that there was going to be a defense for one of the weeks in this program?
Yes, sir.
What week was that supposed to be?
I think that was the second week, module 4.
Why didn't you guys get to defend?
I was supposed to have the defense last week, but I think an ad expert came that same last week. So we didn't have the defense again last week.
Yeah, did you divide the team into groups? Because Temitope is saying she's not aware. So how come she's in Cohort 4? How come she's not aware she was supposed to defend?
Sir,
You said?
I don't know if you can come again.
I said, did you group yourselves ahead? Did you inform your program coordinator? I'm sure you didn't reach out to me. So did you inform your program coordinator about the defense before last week's Q&A session?
No, I did not, but I grouped everyone.
Okay, all right, that's no problem. Okay, let me talk back to you. With the question I have, if you're hired as a social media manager, and the brand says they are struggling with engagement and building a community for them, what strategies would you introduce or would you propose to help them have more engagement and build a community?
Okay. The strategies, right?
Yes, the strategies.
Okay. I think you find a way to connect with your customers first by responding to comments, providing excellent customer services. You create valuable content. You actually know your customers well. You get to you get to find a way to know your customers well. You get creativity. You get creative with your post by holding contests, posting posts, developing queries, and you can create a customer persona to know more about your customers, and so you know what kind of posts they enjoy engaging with. That's all, sir.
Okay. For this question, I want somebody from Cohort 4 to. This is just for Cohort 4 members. So if you're in Cohort 4, please raise your hand. I know Abigail is still with. Who else is in Cohort 4? Please, we have just 5 minutes to the end of the call. Let's respond. Who else is in Cohort 4? Okay. Ablai, go first.
So about the strategies, engagement strategies that we have to use. So for a brand, at times to gather engagement, we have to use through our posts. We have to post some kind of.
Can you speak up a little? Can you be more audible?
All right, I'm coming. So I said for a brand to gather engagement, So there are some strategies that we have to actually use. Sometimes we go with the BTS and behind the scenes posts so that people can actually know what people can
I'm
know
still
our
struggling to
brand
hear you.
is.
I don't know. Is it just me? You're quite slow and blind. It seems like you're saying something interesting, but I can't hear you.
So I said the engagement strategies.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me clearly now?
I can hear you, but you are low. You are quite low. It's almost like you're lying
Like
on
that.
your back or something. So I'm struggling to hear you.
Okay. I said the engagement strategies. Sometimes a brand can use behind the scenes posts or content to gather engagement from their audiences. And sometimes they can host live sessions to connect with their audience. Or even sometimes they use through user generated content, maybe hosting contests or encouraging their audience to let me say, okay, like this ongoing campaign from OP Security Challenge, like that they ask content creators to actually make videos of themselves to actually broadcast that kind of campaign. So that kind of content can actually boost engagement for the brand itself. And then I think, okay, yeah, replying to comments as well, replying to your audience to your audience comments when they comment on your posts as well. It actually boosts engagement as well because people feel there's a person behind the brand already, so they can trust you and then actually relate with you. So I think that's all.
Okay. Thank you. Berlin, do you agree with him? Is there something you want to add? Do you have a different perspective?
No, I don't have a different perspective, but I do have something to add.
Okay.
It starts with very creative content, especially for a brand that is a startup. Like if you're very new in social media, uh, driving engagement could be a bit difficult. However, if you start with very engaging, appealing posts, very creative posts, that would drive people to either engage with your post. And from engagement, from liking, you can like back once how to. Once you see people have commented or people have liked your post, you can start by either liking their comments or liking their profile so that they see that you noticed them. And then when the comments are, when you've started getting engagement, you can respond to comments in time. And if it's a complaint, you should always resolve them soon enough. Like, don't let it go past 24 hours. In fact, if you can get it in the first like 3-4 hours, the better. And then another thing that I might want to add is having challenges, posting polls, posting creative things that drive engagement, something that would entice people to answer. Especially on a platform like Instagram, we have people who you can have like the questions. We have questions and polls and votes, and like all those things would drive people to want to engage with your content. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you, Marilyn, for this response. You guys are spot on. I think one thing I would like to add, you can keep your hands down, my friend. For one thing I would like to add, which I don't think guys used, is also strategic use of hashtags to increase engagement, right? So, yeah. I'm guessing you guys may have one more week. I'll speak to your program coordinator to see how you can have the defense that you are supposed to have, but for some reason didn't get to have that defense. It might not be a defense regarding this same topic, might be a defense regarding your last module for the program. But yeah, we've come to the end of today's Q&A session. Congratulations to those in Cohort 3, whom I believe this is your last week, your final week, your final Q&A session. Like I said when I started, I'm pretty sure it must have been an amazing ride for you, pushing yourself to want to finish this program. One thing I would just like to add, I don't know how many of you have been able to get your certificates for this course, but try as much as possible to ensure that those your efforts are not in vain per se, right? Your efforts are not in vain, and you have something to show for the efforts that you're able or you'll be able to put in this past 4 weeks for everyone in Cohort 3. Well done, and good luck in the job market. Hopefully, we'll get to meet sometime soon in the future. Never can say. But thank you very much for joining tonight's Q&A session. Bye, everyone.